Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Uranus in the first house in a natal chart. Now, Uranus in the first house, well, first off, let me be kind and rewind. Some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Uranus placements in the houses. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up, well, Uranus in the first house in a natal chart is comparable to Uranus in Aries, but naturally you've got to blend in the zodiac sign up. Uranus and Aries in the first house can be different than Uranus and Libra in the first house. As an example, people that have Uranus in the first house, and I would say especially if it's conjunct the ascendant, may be a little bit taller in stature than the average, than what is otherwise indicated in their natal chart. If I'm not mistaken, renowned actor John Travolta has Uranus in the first house, or it's conjunct his ascendant from the 12th house, one way or the other. You may want to confer that on the internet. And he's taller than the typical Cancer ascendant. He also has his sun in Aquarius, which naturally plays a role in that. So anyway, well, first thing with this, well, Uranus is connected with goals and aspirations. So if you have Uranus in the first house in your natal chart, this may be something where you bring a lot of vitality and energy into, or a goal itself may be matters with vitality, finding ways to increase your energy level. It may be also, you might have had your goals and aspirations even planned out in your early childhood. You may be very aggressive in going after them, somewhat impatient. You may do so with little hesitation and procrastination. It may be something, maybe keep in mind the first house does correspond with Aries. So it could be, goal and aspiration can be something Aries related, whether it could be welding, carpentry, the military, law enforcement, something connected with combat, could be combat sports, or something that requires certain confrontation, like auto repo, as some examples, doing something pioneering, something that requires leadership, prowess, and ability. Now, Uranus is also connected with the future, so again, you may be rather aggressive in going after it, impatient. You might be someone that's willing to fight, to have your future and be forceful in these matters. The future, may somehow be connected with a grandparent or people that were prominent in your early childhood. It could involve friends of brothers and sisters. Keep in mind, the first house is the 11th house from the third house. The future may be more tied in to making good first impressions, more so than most people. Your outer demeanor, the qualities that you naturally express. Also, too, Uranus in astrology is also associated with freedom and independence. So Uranus in the first house, well, you may feel, a strong need for freedom just in the first impressions you make on others in general. It may be, freedom in matters associated with a grandparent, people prominent in your early childhood, doing what you want with the physical body, your appearance. You may somehow have your appearance may be unorthodox, in terms of what you wear. You may be someone that is interested in very unique line of fashion. As far as having freedom is also being connected with pursuing new projects and endeavors as well. And you may have expressed a lot of freedom and independence more so in your early childhood compared to the average person. Now, Uranus is also connected with unusual growths. Could be protrusions or tumors. And I mean, the fact the first house is the physical body in general, so there may be more of a propensity to have those on the physical body in general. But more specifically, first house is connected, with the head, the face, the skull, the brain, and the eyes. So there may be, in some cases, there may be some kind of unusual growth by those, parts of the body. In some instances, it may even be something visible in the early childhood. Maybe it could affect the way the person walks. Sadly, could it be the first impression sometimes one puts on another? In some isolated cases, it may. It may also affect the vitality for some reason a little bit more so than most people on average. Now, Uranus in astrology is also associated with friends and acquaintances. So if you have Uranus posited in the first house in the natal chart, friends and acquaintances, they may be somewhat combative. You may have formed a number of them in your early childhood. They may figure prominently in new projects and endeavors. Maybe they're pioneering, where they help you with things that are pioneering. They may play more of a role in your environment, just in general, whether for better or worse. Could also be where, friends and acquaintances, you may have more, enthusiasm for, more so than most people. It could be where maybe they have more of an effect on your vitality and energy level, how you feel physically, more so than most others. Uranus in astrology is also connected with groups, clubs, and organizations. So Uranus posited in the first house in the natal chart. You may be very, active and energetic in these matters. You may join some group, club, or organization with little hesitation or procrastination. You may be very aggressive in these matters, being willing to be assertive as well in these activities, and have more of an enthusiasm for these matters, more so than most others. Even in the early childhood, there may have been some point where there may have been a need to join, be part of some kind of group, one way or the other. Groups, clubs, and organizations may even can involve a grandparent. It may involve somebody, one or more people that played an integral role in your early childhood as well. And another thing, about Uranus in astrology, it's connected with innovation and ingenuity. So there may be innovative ideas that are tied into your own appearance, the physical body, doing things. There may be innovative methods you may come up with to improve the physical body, to increase and augment vitality and energy levels, or something first house related, because again, the first house does correspond with Aries. Could be something with carpentry, law enforcement, weaponry, something, it could be something with combat, and this is also, I would say, a pioneering position, because you have Uranus, again, which is connected with innovation and ingenuity in the first house of Aries, which of course is, pioneering, So it could also be, you may often express innovative ideas, with a grandparent or someone, again, that was prominent in your early childhood. Uranus is also associated with things that are shocking, unexpected, and unpredictable. So Uranus in the first house may, as far as the general actions, may be more unpredictable, more so than most people. It could also be, people, grandparent, people prominent in your early childhood. They may be seen as somewhat eccentric or unusual. New beginnings may come very surprisingly, very spontaneously, unexpectedly. Um, there be a change of the outlook on life that may come, in a surprising, unexpected manner, which is possible more so than others with this placement. And things that are associated with the physical body in general, the energy and vitality level of the person. And this person, people that have Uranus positive in the first house in the natal chart may have more fluctuations in terms of their vitality and energy level, more so than most others. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.